Hey everybody, welcome to the Art of Relationship show. I hope everybody's doing okay. Woohoo! I am frazzled. How many people are frazzled, right? Been rushing all morning, all day today, and even trying to set up the show. Gonna do a variety show about love, marriage, and of course intimacy. And I hope everybody is okay out there. And you know what? Don't go anywhere. I am going to be kicking off the Art of Relationship show and just a little bit after this. So don't go anywhere, people, okay? Hey there, hey Elizabeth, hopefully, or Beth, I'm sorry if I butchered your name. Welcome to the Art of Relationships, and for the first time, I am going live on Clapper, right? So, as always, you can catch the show on various, social media platforms. I like Clapper. I'm starting to love Clapper a little bit, so I am going live on Clapper, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and where else? Anywhere else, LinkedIn, anywhere else that's possible, okay? So wait for everybody to tune in. Thank you, Beth, and I hope, or Elizabeth, I'm sorry. Hopefully everybody's doing okay out there. And as I start off every show, you can join in the live chat down below. Throw your questions out there. The Art of Relationship show is live. It's unedited, whatever. So I'm all about joining in your questions. The Art of Relationship show is always has been for you. I've been doing the show, God, for years now. And like I tell people, regardless of what the topic is, you can throw your questions down below in the chat, and I will do the best I can to answer them, okay? This does not replace the actual professional counseling that I do in my office that I've been, I'm in my office right now. You see right there, I see couples. To introduce myself for people that are unaware, I am Greg Dudzinski. I am a fully licensed professional counselor in the state of Michigan here in Detroit. Woohoo! Too bad for the Lions. But anyways, I'm a relationship and sex specialist as well, and I've been doing this for over 22 and a half years now professionally, okay? Down to earth, whatever. Ask me anything. I'll do my best I can to, answer your question. Again, this does not replace the actual, professional counseling I do in my office because there's HIPAA, privacy, all those, being anonymous, those type of situation. Hey, Ashley, I appreciate you showing up. So, like I said, for people that don't know, join me on Clapper as well. Clapper. Clapper, right? First time I'm actually going live on Clapper, and I love the app. So far, I'm new to Clapper, to be honest with you. I joined maybe a couple weeks ago, actually, and I actually love it. I love it. Transition from all the BS from the other app, TikTok, right? So I want people to join in. You can throw your questions out there. Like I said, throw your questions out there, anything I can do. I'm going to talk about, today is about your love will be stronger, and it's a variety show, right? So I talked about yesterday on social media, I talked about this aspect about how many people, in a relationship, in a marriage. To me, it doesn't matter if you live together, you love everybody, love each other, you're living together or being married. To me, it doesn't matter, okay? I'm all about people being open, being honest, being legit. I don't want people to be miserable in a relationship, and I never promote that, never have, okay? So I look at, what is needed to promote that in marriages and relationships, okay? Let me adjust the phone a little bit. There we go. And for those out there, I never promote people being miserable. I never promote, people just being, I'm settling. I'm content. And I talk about people that, content to me has two different meanings, right? I'm happy. I'm content. Woohoo. Yeah, great. Awesome. That's great. Or I'm content. Like you're settling and you're selling out the essence of who you are, okay? And this is, I never promote that. I tell people that if you sell out who you are in a relationship, in a marriage, you're going to be, eventually you're going to be in between unhappy and miserable. People can see, there you go, unhappy and miserable. That's just where you're going to be. So ways to get around that, and we start taking each other for granted. And I tell people, I want you to be more intentional so that doesn't happen, okay? And I hear this on a weekly basis, if not a daily basis in my office, that people, Greg, I come home, and I talked about this or posted about this a little brief on social media yesterday, but it comes up that, it's either him or her. It doesn't matter, okay? So it comes up to the avenue about, I come home from work or wherever, right? And, the dog, the cat, if you have kids, they're so excited, like they miss me. And I can't remember the last time, man, you showed that you were happy to see me or excited to see me, okay? We'll go for happy. Greet each other with a hug, a kiss, those type of avenues. And it's not easy. And I tell people, you know what? We have to be intentional so we don't take each other for granted, okay? And I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying, it's not difficult at times. Life happens. People decide to have kids, little ones. And, you might have 2 kids, 3 kids, and one's 3 years old, 2 years old, 1 year old, and you're pulling your hair out like I have no hair, right? And you're going nuts, maybe both work and trying to, manage life, those type of situations. I get it. Oops. Ooh. There we go. Sorry. A light went out. So, and I get it. It's not easy. It's very difficult. And this is where I want people to understand, nothing is perfect. Not at all. But these little tips can help your love endure those tough times. So, here's a challenge, right? I want you to start greeting your partner, or maybe if your partner is busy when you come home, you also can, hey, I'm happy to see you. I'm glad to be home. Those type of elements. And this is where I hope people are able to look at the situation, the ideation about how do you show each other that you love each other, that you're able to understand one another, that you do love each other, that you haven't forgot about each other, right? Oh, we live together. We're not going to forget each other. I'm going to talk about that you don't forget, that you love each other, you adore each other, hopefully, and that you cherish each other. And these simple gestures can mean a lot. Couples that I've worked with, like I said, for over 22 and a half years now, they know I'm not about perfection. I'm all about little simple things that can have big positive impacts in your relationship or in your marriage, okay? So, a lot of people, man, yesterday, I hear it almost every day. Man, I don't even feel like I want to come home because I come home, he doesn't care. She doesn't care. They're not excited to see me. They could care less about seeing me. And they're like, or I come home and it's always getting yelled at, getting griped at, right? Getting chastised for something I did that was wrong. We have to own our stuff. People know that, right? Or stuff I didn't do. Right off the bat, I come home. It's not, oh, I love you, I miss you. How was your day? And this goes for any gender, okay? So this is an element to where, I come home and I'm already getting yelled at, getting, chastised. It's not about, oh, how are you? Are you good? I miss you. It's, oh my God, this needs to be done. That needs to be done. Those type of situations need to be able to be looked at and, understood. What are you doing to show your partner that you love her or you love him, that you're grateful for your partner in those attitudes, right? I'm not talking, when I say attitude, I'm talking about the positive attitudes, not the negative attitudes all the time. And a lot of people will look at And man, I always hear the negative. I always hear the negative about me or whatever. And like I said earlier, we need to own our stuff. We need to take accountability when we screw up. Hey, Serena, hey, I hope you're doing okay too. So, throw your questions out there, please. I want to answer your questions about there. Maybe you're having challenges in your relationship, in your marriage, maybe in your sex life as well, that I can help with and give you quick little tips that can help your relationship, and it can help now, okay? That's where I'm all about, and trying to make your relationship, your marriage, or your dating life, right, a lot happier, more fulfilling. Again, nothing is perfect, people, but I want you to be able to understand and, balance. First, you have to look at what would I like different in my current relationship, right? People know I talk about this often. I'm huge on expectations, right? That doesn't mean we have, unrealistic expectation. Hey, Christopher, hey, what's going on? I'm actually in Detroit, Michigan, USA. And like I mentioned, I've been, I'm a licensed professional counselor here, relationship and sex specialist. I mentioned this at the beginning of the episode. I do the Art of Relationships live every Wednesday at 12 noon Eastern time. I'm actually fully licensed here in Michigan. I work with couples, have for over 22 and a half years. I appreciate you joining in. So, and I tell people, regardless of the topic, throw your questions, throw them down below. Anything I can do to, help improve one's relationship, marriage, sex life, and also to help improve, people that are single that might want to find a relationship, that are in dating, and which a lot of people don't know. I also have a lot of grief and a lot of trauma experience too, working with clients over. So, so I'm like, anything I can do, okay, to help people out there. But going back to the little gestures that I mentioned, even greeting each other when you get home, when you come home, show them that you are, happy to see them. Excited? That'd be great. Are you going to be excited every day? Probably not, right? I'm a realist. So what do you do to try to understand and try to look at, what am I going to do to show my partner, him or her, right? What are you going to do to show them you're happy to see them when you come home from work, when you come home, maybe you went to visit family, out of state, or, you were gone, on a guy's trip, on a ladies' trip, that type of stuff, that you're happy to come home and you're happy to see each other. Hey, I missed you. I'm glad you're home. That you show that love and you show that you are grateful and happy for each other, those type of situations. And going back after, when I mentioned, all the negative stuff, we come home and it's like, oh my God, I hear this, I hear that, I hear that. Now, what do you do to pick out the positives in each other's lives, right? I did an episode about this maybe a couple months ago about looking at the positives in each other's life, okay? So it's very difficult. I tell people, research states, happier relationships, happier marriage, they have a 5-to-1 ratio of positives over negatives, right? That you pick out the good things in each other. Not only that you're happy to see each other, like I mentioned, of course, give each other a hug, a kiss, maybe a pat on the booty, whatever works for you. That you're able to look at and understand that I'm happy, right? But also notice the good things that your partner does for you in a relationship, right? Maybe, they cook, they clean, they take care of the cars, right? Cut the grass. Maybe they're the ones paying all the bills, okay? That's where I want people to understand and pick out the positive. Man, I love you. I love how you play with the kids. You're a great dad. You're a great mother. Those type of situations where I want people to understand and to be able to look at, what is going on, what is happening that are positive in your relationships, right? That 5-to-1 ratio, positive to negative, right? And this does not mean you ignore issues in a relationship. Not at all, okay? I don't want people to be able to look for. Got a question. And if you're trying and you just don't see an outcome from it, like they are not trying. I tell people all the time, this is a great question. And I get this, actually, it's a common question. I get this with couples in my office where I'm at now, that I tell people, at least you can say, that's why I said, because it's a lot to say than do. I agree. And this is where you look at the situation about, I tell people, that's why I'm huge on expectations, okay? What exactly does your partner, what do you need to feel loved, sorry, itchy nose, to feel loved, to feel respected, doesn't mean you get your way all the time, that you feel loved, that you feel like you are a priority important, and that you feel appreciated, right? Are you going to feel all those all the time, 24/7? No. But those expectations are needed. So, and I tell couples in here, you know what? I don't want people to have regrets. You can look at, right? Hey, I've been doing this. I've been showing you I love you and changing. I'm not yelling at you anymore. I'm being more positive, more upbeat. And I want people to be proud. Hey, I've changed. And the question is, if they don't make any changes or the outcome doesn't change or work that you're getting from your partner, then you have to reassess the relationship. I'm honest, okay? Now, hey, it's important to me. I'd love to feel this way. I'd like more affection. I'd like more compliments, affirmations, whatever, right? More quality time together. You know, whatever's important to you. And, you know, if you're doing your part in the relationship to show your partner they're loved, appreciated, all that, but they're not willing to do that, that's when I say you have to reassess the relationship. And a lot of people, well, if I stop doing whatever I'm doing, I get that. But they're afraid if their partner, they're trying to force their partner to love them. You can't, people. You can tell them and show them and express, hey, I want to feel loved by you. I want to feel important to you. I haven't felt important to you in a while. And this is how you can show me to feel important, that you love me or care. And if they don't do that, then you have to reassess the relationship. Right? Is this really working for me or it is not? Now, this is not where I want people to make threats, okay? I don't want people, I'm going to break up. I'm going to leave. I'm going to kick you out. I'm going to get divorced, right? I'm filing for divorce. And it's an idle threat. I tell people, if you're at this place, then I want you to say it. Then I want you to bring it up. I don't want people threatening because of kills and destroys a sense of safety and security within a relationship or marriage. Now, if that's where you're at, I want you to be able to bring it up and tell, hey, you know what? This is not working for me. I've tried over months, years, and there's still no changes from you, and I don't feel respected and loved, whatever. I'm filing for divorce. I'm getting a new place. You need to find a new place because we need to break up. This is not healthy for me any longer. And then they're going to beg and plead, maybe. Oh my God, I'll change, right? Hey, Danny, hey. And this is where I tell people it's hard, right? Because a lot of people, what's going to happen is a lot of people will beg and plead out of desperation, and it's going to pull on your heartstrings. I'm honest. I'm a realist. And it might guilt trip you into back. And a lot of people, man, I've been guilt tripped, manipulated. It changed for a week, and then it went right back to where it was the last 3 years, 2 years, the last 8 months, 6 months, right? So that's where I want people to do a gut check and to be able to look at, I've heard this before. We've been round and round with this, and it's a rinse and repeat, okay? So that's where you have to do an assessment. Is this relationship viable or marriage, healthy for me anymore? It's difficult. I tell people I have a twofold philosophy, and I always had this for, like I said, over 22 years now, working with couples, that I want to, hey, Tim, hey, what's going on? Tim from Florida. Hey, what's going on, man? I hope, man, I know we chatted before. I know we don't keep up with each other that much like we used to. Tim is a childhood friend, and I'm old. We're old as dirt. He's a good dude. So I appreciate you tuning in, man. So this is, going back to the situation where my twofold approach is, and it always has been this way, working with people, couples, that I want to help couples get more connected than they ever have been, okay? Emotionally, mentally, physically, /sexually, okay? I would love couples, if possible, to be able to get them there. But the other fold of that is I also help couples maybe realize together they don't work. They're not jiving together, and it's not healthy for them to be together. Again, that's not my choice. That is the couple's choice. It's no one's choice but yours if you stay together or not, okay? But I will help you come to that, maybe decision, help you come to that decision. And again, I tell people how you live your life is your decision, nobody else's. A lot of people in this field, I'm a professional. You have to listen to me and live your life according to what I say. And I'm like, what? No, I want to know how you live your life. Then I can help you get there, okay? Possible. So if your partner is unwilling to change, grow, and evolve, or they simply can't, then you have to look at, is this healthy for me? And I respect. That's why I do this. I respect. I want to heal relationships. And most of what I work with is one person cheated, she cheated, he cheated. They both cheated. And being able to heal that and to get more connected than they have been. And yes, it is very possible. Is it for every couple? No, it is not. I told you, I'm honest, okay? But it is possible for a lot of couples, a high percentage of couples in those situations, okay? Oh. Take a little drink of my coffee. Yeah, it's cold. But, that's where you look at the positive realms and going on there. And are you able to notice, or are you always bashing your partner on what they don't do or what they do in a negative way? Point out the positives, show gratitude, show appreciation, and your love life will start getting more connected. And I think it will, it'll prosper, and you'll start seeing a shift. Really? Oh my God, you're being nice to me? You're like, your partner might pass out, right? Because they're not used to it. Oh my God, I fainted, right? What's going on? Am I dreaming? And then I want you to be consistent. Like anything, right? If something, like I just talked about, is consistently unhealthy or consistently bad, you're going to be miserable. You're going to be unhappy. But first you have to look at what expectations does your partner need to feel loved, to feel appreciated, right? Going back to the beginning of the show episode is looking at, again, what do you do to make your partner feel that you're happy to see them? You're glad to see them. We all have bad days. Is it going to happen every day? No, people. But I'm looking at, more of the majority of the time versus the negative. Well, half the time I feel happy to see him or her. The other half, I could care less. Yeah, we want to change the odds. At least 80-20 would be terrific. 70-30 is still good, right? That's not bad. I'd like it better, but I don't want that 50-50 balance, because you're like every other day you don't know what you're going to get. And you don't know if you're coming home that the other person's, not happy to see you versus, they could care less if they see you or you're mad, and you're going home every day like, I don't even want to be here. How many people have been in that situation where you're walking home, walking up to the door from work, school, wherever, and you're like, man, I don't even want to be here. I don't even want to go home. And it's a devastating, it rips. It's not easy. It's like, go home, and there might not be yelling, fighting, whatever, but it's like there's no connection. There's no, happy to see each other like the show episode's about, but there's just blah. There's nothing. you feel like your partner, he or she, could care less about seeing you, that you're home, and also maybe your partner's feeling the same way. And a lot of people will look at, I'm feeling not loved, I'm not feeling appreciated, I'm not feeling desired, and my partner could care less, doesn't even desire me, right? But what if your partner is feeling the same way, right? What if they're not feeling appreciated, they're not feeling loved, they don't feel desired, and you both are feeling the same way, but you're not talking about it, okay? These are things that a lot of people will shy away from, or they get angry about, and they will yell and scream, and the other one will shut down. This is where I want people to understand, hey, speak from the heart. I talked about this numerous episodes, questions of care and concern. Hey, what are you upset about? You look mad. Hey, what's going on? But don't yell and scream at me, right? Command respect. All about that. Self-love and self-respect. But this is where you have to look at, again, how do you approach situations? And that doesn't mean, you shy away from issues. When I say you look at the positive, you show each other you're happy to see each other, that doesn't mean you ignore issues in the relationship or marriage. Because if you do, they're going to come back and they will eventually bite you in the booties. I can almost guarantee it, right? That resentment will build and build and build, and then they blow up. Your partner blows up. Maybe you blow up. Oh, my God. Whatever it is, right? And the partner's like, why are you blowing up? I've been dealing with this for months. And their partner is like, why didn't you bring it up to me? I get that. I'm afraid to argue. I'm afraid to piss my partner off. I'm afraid to hurt my partner. So I just eat it. And then it builds and builds and zaps, right? That's where I want people. It's easier to approach something when you feel more connected, right? It's easier to approach something when you make it safe to talk about anything and everything without getting, right? What's the big word here? Defensive. Everybody talks about that, right? Being defensive. And this is where I want people to understand that, what are you doing to avoid those type of situations? What are you doing to, try to reach for each other when there's an issue, when there's not? What can I do? This is, you out there, viewers. Hey, what can I do to make it safe enough you can bring up issues with me about anything, right? And that's part of a healthy, loving relationship or marriage, that you can talk about these issues, that they don't, explode later down the road. Or one person, I can't bring up anything because it's going to turn into, hey, I'm not feeling loved. I'm not feeling appreciated. Oh, yeah, well, screw you. I'm not feeling appreciated either. Instead of, hey, you know what can I do so you make each other, feel appreciated? What can I do so you do feel more loved? Tim, you're right. Communication is so important. Don't hide your feelings. But I tell people, Tim, I agree big time. But when about your feelings, I want you to express them from the hurt, the pain. I don't want people to feel in pain or hurt, but I don't want people to approach them to talk to one another with anger, right? Communication, anger's communicating, right? I want it to be in a more healthy way, that, hey, I'm not feeling appreciated, or, hey, I want to feel more appreciated. Talk to your partner with what you would like them, right? Hey, I would like to feel more loved. I'd like to feel more appreciated by you. I'd like to feel more desired by you. Hey, I think our sex life is a little boring. I want to spice it up a little bit. I want you to spank my butt, whatever it is. I want to get a sex swing. I want to peg you, right? No. And the guys are like, what? No. So it's being able to feel safe talking about issues. And like Tim said, communication is crucial. It's so important. But how you communicate is so important. Hi, Amy. Amy Marie, I appreciate you joining in. Little Miss, woohoo! Thanks for tuning in. So these are the elements that can help you feel more in love and handle issues in your marriage or relationship, right? Start showing each other you're happy to see each other when one or both of you come home from work, right? When maybe you're helping your elderly parent, you're away for a week, a weekend, and you're exhausted, tired. Are you happy to see one another? Or it's like, oh, you're home already? How many people have been there, right? And I mentioned about looking at the positives, right? Hey, I appreciate what you do for me and our family, what you do for our relationship, those type of situations. And a lot of people will center on, I'm going to be honest, right? At the very beginning, I talked about it's hard when you have young kids, right? When you have, you have 2 kids, 3 kids, and, 3 kids, one's 3, 2, and 1, I mentioned, or 4, 2, and 1. It's a lot of work, right? And all the focus goes on to the kids. I get it, but I also don't want you to forget about the relationship. And then your partner, you think your partner needs to feel, they need to be okay, not feeling loved, not feeling important, not feeling desired. And you wonder why your partner ends up cheating on you, not condoned, not justified, but they end up cheating on you, or they want a divorce, they want to break up, they want to end the relationship. But then you need to be okay not feeling appreciated. We have kids. What? Everybody tries to in society, everybody talks about trying to justify. You need to be okay with not feeling important, justify, desired, appreciated, and they justify it, right? I'm telling you, it should not be a justified. It can be understood, but what do you do to change that so the relationship doesn't end? There's a lot of people, well, we have kids and that's how it's supposed to be. And I'm in my office, I'm like, so you're telling your partner they need to be okay and deal with not feeling loved, those things, not feeling desired, not feeling important, because you have kids, right? So let me guess. You're telling them you're just using them for the kids you got. That's what they feel. That you're just using me, you don't need me anymore. And if you want your partner to feel that way and be okay with those things, then I'm going to be honest with you, you're being selfish, right? You're being selfish, and it's very, very difficult. You know what? Where does the relationship go from there? Oh, we got to stay together. We have kids now. What? And I ask people all the time, and this is something to think about. Would you want your kids, when they get older, to have the same type of relationship or marriage that you two have now? Would you want your kid to feel not important by their person, not loved, not appreciated, not respected? You're going to tell your kid you need to be okay with that. You get me? And I'm being honest, and I am direct, but I'm doing it out of care and concern and compassion. That's where you have to look at, kick up the positivity, look at the good in each other from now on, right? Try to kick it up a lot. And if it is unhealthy and you've been trying, begging your person to show you love, passion, to show you desire, to show that they cherish you, and they're not doing it, then get professional help. Reach out to me, right? You can check out my website, theartofrelationships.org. Follow me all over the place at LoveGuruGreg, okay? And, reach out for help. And I know it's not easy, but those are situations where I want people to understand. And, they tried to manipulate people. You need to be okay, not feeling loved or important, whatever. Is it going to be the same when you have kids? No, but you still deserve to feel important, loved, desired, appreciated, all those things. Both of you do, right? And a lot of people will look at, oh, you're such a great dad, you're such a great mom. Terrific. But you can be a great mom, a great dad, and not be together, correct? You get me? So where's the relationship at? Where's the marriage? And how can you show each other? It's not just about you being a great mom or a great dad, a great parent. What do you do to make that you love each other, that you're a great partner, that you love each other for being a great wife, a great husband, right? Because I tell people all the time, that's great. You can be a great parent. That doesn't make you a great partner. That does not make you a great wife, a great girlfriend, a great husband, boyfriend. And a lot of people look at and they're in shock when I say this, because a lot of people are too busy blowing smoke up people's booties. They lie to you. They want to make you feel all butterflies and rainbows and unicorns, right? A lot of people in this field, but I'm honest with people and I'm direct, but I'm also compassionate. I do it out of care and concern, because blowing smoke up your booty, lying to you, misleading you is not going to help you. It's going to give you a false sense of security, and it's going to end up blowing up in your face. I don't want that. I want you to be able to handle challenges in your relationship and try to prevent them so you don't have to come into my office, okay, or virtual sessions, whatever. That's where I want you to look at and to be able to, share the video, share those situations with your partner. Hey, I'd like us to be more connected. What do you need from me to be a better partner? What stuff can I stop doing to be a better wife, girlfriend, husband, boyfriend, whatever? Okay? When was the last time you even asked your person, hey, do you feel loved by me? And I talked about this, I think a couple episodes ago, about doing, that's what it was. I had a brain fart. It was about nighttime rituals, right? Nighttime love rituals, or morning rituals if you work midnights, whatever, right? And I talked about, one thing, make it a ritual that you check in with each other once a week would be great. Hey, do you feel loved? Do you feel appreciated? Is there anything you need from me to feel more loved, appreciated, right? And that doesn't mean your partner has to do it. That doesn't mean your partner is going to do it. But then it comes to a point where, like I said earlier, maybe decisions have to be made. What is important to you if you're not getting, I'm not talking 24/7 or you get your way all the time. No. But if what's important to you in a marriage or relationship and you're not getting those, then you have to look at, is this viable for me? And a lot of people, marriage, right? And they'll tell me, oh, we took a vow together, right? Great, awesome. I respect it. But I'm going to ask, so that tells me you also took a vow to be miserable together? You're telling me you took a vow to be unhappy together? It sort of hits home a little different, doesn't it? I respect vows, but I'm also not about taking a vow to be miserable, unhappy, or being an unhealthy, toxic. I know everybody uses the term toxic anymore, but abusive. It's either emotionally, physically, mentally abusive relationship. And yes, women are perpetrators of that too, not just men. A lot of women tend to hit, slap, kick their partners more than men do on average, believe it or not. So, a lot of people look at, but you're married, we took a vow, we got to stay together no matter what. No, you don't. I want you to be healthy and happy and in love. I'd love that for you to stay together forever and ever and ever, right? But if you're not, and it's an unhealthy situation, again, that doesn't mean selfish. Address it with your partner, right? Explain what you would like from them, and I want to do the same. So I want you to hear from your partner too. It's not all about you. And then if you need help, get professional help and make sure they are specialized in working with couples, marriages, sex. You get me? Because a lot of people out there that say they work with couples, they work with 20 or 30 other different things, and they specialize in none. You get me? So it's like those one things, right? Oh, I'm decent at a bunch of stuff, but I'm not really a master of any. You get me? So it makes a difference. Again, thanks so much for joining in, people. I appreciate everybody tuning in. Please go to my website. Sorry, I'm babbling. Go to my website, theartofrelationships.org. Check it out. I always have self-help courses available. They're cheap. I have Stop Hate, Love Intentional gear. I've come up with, oh my God, many, probably probably 12, 15 years ago at least. We'll say 12 years ago. And I keep refreshing, redesigning stuff. So check that out, theartofrelationships.org. And please, like me, follow me, social media all over the place, at LoveGuruGreg. And again, I'm very flattered, very grateful that you spent your time watching the show or listening to the show, okay? And anything I can do, like I said, reach out, DM me, private message me, email me on my website, and I'll do my best I can to help you out. Peace and love, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.